of the bath. Look at the bibs. No, they don't. They dribble bibs. Apparently, they're like no, you don't really use them.
Do you
No. It's not that long. Will I get one of these rabbit toys? Missy? Yeah, if you put a pillow on top.
No, because I think she'd look like especially.
Yeah, but I don't know if she'd lie down on that. It's really nice though. I'd love to put a flap.
So you should have something if you were actually buying stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive, I think. Yeah, it's like
27 there, that's nice. I like that stool too. Like that with the plant on it would be really nice. What, love? Oh yeah! Yeah, I do want to get back into painting, but I want to be like settled.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, we have 2 dribble bibs. And they don't need them until they're 6 months anyway. Okay. Oh, so it's unfurnished?
The finished, this one was the...
Yeah. Okay.
This long thing, I will provide the...
Okay.
It's scan day.
It's scan day, it's scan day.
The nurse said it looks like me. She actually did say that. She said it looks like me. And look,
No,
can I say cheek?
They definitely have my eyes because they're like,
Yeah, they're huge.
yeah,
And look, they have my big lips.
yeah, big pouty lips and little tiny button nose.
Thank you. Oh, you look so good.
Thanks. Hello. Hiya.
Oh, how are you? What's the crack?
Guess what it is.
Don't tell me you got Sandy Cove House.
No, guess the gender of the baby.
Are we getting scanned today?
Yeah, I just had it.
I thought it was Monday.
No, it's today.
What is it?
It's a girl.
Oh. Oh my god!
I know. Another one.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, you oh, Jesus! Oh my god, how are you feeling?
Good. Because we both thought it was a boy.
We all did. We were talking shite.
Yeah.
Jump that phone.
Yay! Oh yeah, surrounded by women. Poor Jason. Poor Jason.
Jason, what are you going to do with all the women?
Oh, stop, I know. I'm delighted.
So, it's brilliant, isn't it? Have you named for the girl?
Yeah, we're gonna call it
That sounds like a fucking deer.
a deer. No,
It's Irish.
it's Irish. Well, it's our child.
Fucking Egypt. Oh, lads, I'm delighted. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Say, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Look at the little
Oh,
duckies.
the duckies.
There's duckies on it.
Oh, look at these little tummy time mats. I hate that.
I like the one in that fancy shop.
Oh, the fancy shop in Sandy Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was lovely. There's a few ring binks down there. Look, baby carrier, organic baby carrier.
Didn't someone say they were getting this one?
My mammy. How much is it though? And there's a cool dad on the front.
Oh yeah. With a beard.
Yeah, that's good marketing. It really markets to the cool dad. Men can wear these too. Oh, Jesus. Wait, Missy Moo's gonna have a little sister? I know, come on. So we just found out today that we're having a little tiny baby girl. I'm glad glad it came at the right time because I've been so wound up. I've been so wound up recently. I'm focusing on all the negative things and like literally fighting with 12-year-olds and low IQ males on TikTok. Like any negative comment that I get, I'm like, and like not even replying to nice comments that I get. So I've decided to now exhale the negativity, inhale the positivity. It's just driving me insane. Like I'm only damaging myself by doing that. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I don't think it's a uniquely pregnancy thing. I think that I always want to jump to the negative. No, I always want to jump to the negative, but it's like being pregnant I have less self-control over my emotions, so I just react impulsively. And I'm also not microdosing anymore, so I think my ADHD is like acting up too, and then I'm just like on the defense constantly. It's all good news now. Well, I was so convinced that I was having a boy. I 100% that I was gonna have like little Willy growing inside me, but it was actually a little vajayjay growing inside me. So I screamed during the scan and when she told us, so that was really nice. Jason was crying so much he needed a tissue. Everyone in the rotunda is so nice. I've just had the best experience ever because I was kind of worried about my transition from like healthcare in the UK to healthcare in Ireland, because you kind of forget what it's like moving country. But everything has been going so well, everything's going so smooth. I'm getting seen to straight away, and yeah, the only thing that's obviously stressful is that we still haven't found a place. We put in offers on 2 places already and we're literally just getting seen because obviously we're not the ideal tenants. It's like we're moving in with a baby and a cat. Keelan's actually self-employed, so her income is questionable. So when we found out today that it's going to be a baby girl, we got some things. We went to TK Maxx and we got this little sleep suit. It's like Victorian. It looks vintagey anyway. I love this one, it's so cute. We got more scans as well, but like she looks terrifying because you can see all of her bones now. It's like you can just see her skull, so it's like it literally looks like Voldemort. It was so cute. She was like Irish dancing in the fucking womb and like punching the head off me. But it was weird because I can't, when I'm watching the scan, you can see how much she's moving around and she's like punching the walls of my uterus and like kicking her legs, but I can't feel that. But I do feel her sometimes throughout the day moving, but it feels like she's doing a somersault. So maybe I can only feel her when she's like going upside down. But I'm gonna start feeling her more now over the next few weeks, I'd say. The past week has been really vital for their weight gain. So she has been bitches hungry. I'm having like 7 meals a day and I'm like hungry immediately after. As well, the pissing is really bad now. Like I would have sat down in the toilet and peed, 30 seconds later I need to pee again. Or I'm like, I can't remember if I peed or not. I sit down and it's like a full stream of piss that's coming out again. So sometimes I have to sit on the toilet, pee, wait 30 seconds, and then I'll pee again, like a full load. And we saw in the scan, we saw her bladder filling up and we saw her bladder emptying. And I didn't want to be an idiot and be like, where's it going? Like, is that going into my bladder now? Or like, what do you mean? Does that go into the amniotic fluid? I didn't know what to ask, so because I didn't want to sound dumb. You know, they'd be like, oh, here's the young man hasn't a clue what's going on. We also went to this because we went to a viewing down in the south side, because I have always just wanted to live on the south side, even though originally I was like, I want to live on the north side, near in between both my parents. My mom lives in Beaumont and my dad lives in like kind of Kilbarrack area. Is that like giving away too much private information? Probably. I wanted to live somewhere like in between the two so I have point of contact, but we went for a viewing that's really near my auntie and uncle's house, and I'm really close to those cousins, so that would be also perfect if you could stay there. We put in an offer for that place but no reply. We're open to everywhere in Dublin because now we're just desperate to move in somewhere, but at the same time I want it to be nice because I'm going to be the one that's going to be home most of the day. Like Jason's obviously going to be in work during the day and I'm going to be the one working from home looking after the baby. Obviously he gets paternity leave, but you know, majority of the time I'll be looking after the baby, just me, Missy Moo and the little girl. It needs to be nice for me where I don't go insane or like feel depressed or feel isolated. So I got this little sun hat from a little like one of those boutique kiddie shops, and it's like all organic cotton, and you know, Yummy Mummies would probably shop there. And then we got this organic cotton little sleep suit because we were trying to get this with the matching bonnet, but they didn't have a newborn bonnet to go with it, because I was thinking of their like going home from the hospital outfit, because you want to have something nice. And when we went in there we didn't know the gender yet, so we just got like a gender neutral one. But I'm gonna keep all the boys, like the boys clothes, like, you know, blue sleep suits that we got, I'm still gonna put on her because they're so cute, and it doesn't actually matter. Like, she's only a newborn. Like, what's she gonna do? Be like, you're misgendering me. Soft stream green. We got this little thing, you know, for when they come out of the bath, and it has the hood and then you swaddle them up in it. I love this color as well. It's like a teal. I also got this bunting because I wanted to have bunting for the baby shower, but again, this is when we didn't know what the gender was, and I was kind of like, oh, is it a bit tacky though to do like a blue or pink themed thing anyway? But this one has like blue, pink and cream. Sorry, the exposure is really bad on this camera. But yeah, it has like pastel blues and pinks and creams. So that's, I think that's nice to have for bunting. And we can have it in her room, if she has a room. No, that's if we can get it afford a 2-bed. I don't think we would be able to be honest. We also got 2 of these bowls. I love this colour again. It's the same colour as her swaddle thing. And I got these 2 little journals as well from Sewstring Green. They were both like, I think this one though was a £5. It has no lines on the inside because I like one without lines and I like one with lines. I'm gonna just jot down everything that's in my head because it's better if you have no lines to do that, because sometimes I like draw pictures or whatever. And this one I need a copybook for, I'm studying financial accounting, so I wanted a separate copybook because I'm using my podcast notes copybook at the moment. Notebooks. Yeah, my sleeping is a bit bad because my hips hurt if you lie on either side. I don't know why that happens because I have wide enough hips anyway, so I'm kind of like, are they getting wider or what is going on? Or is there just going to be pressure on my hips, or do they actually like expand? I don't know. So you have to sleep with a pillow in between your knees to help with to relieve it, because I'm just, for some reason, you know when you just have an aversion to certain things, I have a total aversion to pregnancy pillows. It's just one of those things that I was like, I will never get one of these. This isn't a slagathon for people who use pregnancy pillows, but I'm just like, I can't, like, will that push Jason off the bed? Like, they're so large, how do you clean them? All these things. So I'm just gonna sleep with a pillow in between my legs at the moment, or I might order one of those like nursing pillows that also works as like a pregnancy pillow to help me sleep. Getting a bit stressed now about the living situation because obviously I don't want to be moving while I'm heavily pregnant. It's getting to the stage now where I'm growing a lot more and I don't want to be going through any stressful situations while I'm spawning child, because I should just be relaxing. I'm getting to my nesting stage where I'm like, and I've kind of gotten into a routine here in this house, and now I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna up and leave again, and then by the time I get a routine I'm gonna be nesting in my mom's and then giving birth. Peanut will be asleep and she'll bark in her sleep. Okay, let's get your harness on and go. I forgot to show the best part of what we got for our little girl. Ow! I didn't get a lot of footage for this video, but I've been dealing with a lot of productivity guilt, and it's so different when you have a child on the way, because I think having a child prepares you for being a capitalist, because you're like, I have to provide every single opportunity I can possible for this child, and if I don't, I'm a huge failure. And especially because there's such a push on like the nuclear family, the traditional nuclear family of like a mother and a father and there's whatever, a boy and a girl, and they're living in a paid house, they're paying their mortgage, and they're both going to work every day while the kid goes to school. Whereas obviously my situation is a bit different. I'm living in my dad's house, I'm not married, and I don't really have like a traditional job in that sense, but I still do have the same pressures of being like, I need to buy a house right now, otherwise I'm a failure of a mother, even though money has nothing to do with how good of a parent you are. And even a lot of kids who do come from a lot of money and like a financially secure background can have terrible childhoods or are raised very badly. But that's not to say the opposite isn't true either. It's good that I'm not, like, obviously I'm not without home. I'll never be without home. There's 2 spare rooms in this house that we can always live in if anything goes bad. We do have enough money to live somewhere, but we have made offers on 3 places so far. One, actually, we offered more money than they were even asking for, and we still got rejected because they're such an advantageous position. They're not going to like feel sorry for you at all if they can get more out of someone else. I think that we just seem like the unstable tenants, even though we have a guarantor and all these other things. Like, being pregnant doesn't mean that I'm going to make any less income, especially because I'm self-employed. And also you do get more like benefits off the government than after you have a child. Like, there is like government supported maternity leave, so it's not like I'd never be without income if I was to take like a maternity leave from being self-employed. But they just don't, like, I don't know, I think even being on benefits to begin with like scares people. That's not to say that I'll even go on benefits, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, you don't fucking need benefits, like you're exploiting the system. Like, I'm not saying I do either. I was offered a social worker in the Rotunda because I'm eligible for one, but I don't even know if I'm going to be using it or not, just in case anyone's going to be angry at me. I'm studying accounting at the moment, and it's different. It's so weird going back to study something now that I'm like soon to be parent, because you're not studying something just because you're interested in the topic, you're doing it like for employability purposes. And I've never viewed education in that way at all. I've always viewed education as a way to learn something and like benefit just yourself as a person, and being interested in a topic and wanting to know more about it and having general curiosity towards it. Whereas now I'm like, okay, what can I get employed in? Like, what will get me a job? I really want to be able to be in the position that if it was to come to that I could quit YouTube, well, quit social media in general, not like immediately. I probably won't be doing it further, like I'm still studying, so like it wouldn't be for another like 2 or 3 years, but so that I can be in the position to delete all my social media and be financially secure at the same time, for the privacy of my child. Because with all the things of like privacy and consent, it just feels really icky. It feels really icky to me, and I don't ever want to turn into a family channel. Like, I don't watch any family channels. Like, I do follow a few mom bloggers who are like teaching me about breastfeeding, but even that, it's not the focal point. The focal point of their content isn't about their child. It's more about like motherhood and how to navigate motherhood. And obviously I'm trying to navigate motherhood for the first time, so it's nice to have like digestible, accessible information on the internet rather than like contacting a doctor or a midwife. It's just easier to learn that way for me personally, and it's just like a immediate access to information. So a lot of my content now is obviously very focused on being pregnant and being a young mum. That's because we're the same, like the physical entity, separate entity isn't there yet. Like they don't have an identity, you know, if that makes sense. So there's not something they can consent. The name, her name, we were going to call her Sarah Violet. Violet being her second name, not like a double barrel first name. I think a lot of people think that her name is going to be Sarah, because I did comment on a girl's TikTok called Sarah, and I was like, oh, my firstborn is stealing your name. But we have decided on a different name instead, which we both prefer. I'm just like keeping it to myself. Obviously my friends and family know what the name is going to be, and sometimes when people come up to me, I tell them if they're like nice and they're trustworthy, do you know what I mean? But I feel like people want to know, as like, it feels like an invasion of privacy, or like that people are being nosy, not because they genuinely like care about my child. It's just like they want to know because they're being nosy. It just feels really weird. You know, people going for tattoos off my best friend Emer and being like, what's the name of the kid gonna be? You know, trying to get like insider information. It just feels really horrible and wrong, and I don't want to continue that, and it will just get worse. Like, are people eventually gonna be like, what school does she go to? Or, you know what I mean? Or like, what's their address? So I just want to be in the position where I don't have to live this kind of lifestyle anymore, because it was fun for while I'm, you know, in my early 20s. It's nice, interactive way for me to express myself and to have total control over my working hours and stuff. But I just don't see any longevity or the trajectory of my career. I don't see it going anywhere after this, because I just don't want that for my child. Like, people are really nice, and there are such nice comments, and I love majority of the people that follow me and that leave me comments and message me. Everyone's been so supportive. But there are also a lot of mean, nasty, horrible people who are bored and want to like use me as whatever, a fucking emotional punching bag. I'm actually not resilient enough for it, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So no one hold me to this either. I'm a like literal transformer, Oran, and I don't fit into any of my jeans or trousers anymore. Like, I can only wear elasticated pants, even though I don't look that big. And I'm in such a weird time of my pregnancy as well, where I'm not showing that much, like, ever, unless I'm like wearing a belly top, and even still, like, it doesn't really look like a pregnant belly. It's just like, oh, she has a bit of meat, like junk in the trunk. I can't even flaunt what my baby gave me. It's been really nice to actually live in my parents' house. I haven't like not been paying rent for so long. Well, since probably since lockdown, I haven't been paying rent in house. So it's nice to like not stress about that. And me and Jason can like go on some dates, even though we're like still saving at the same time. And we were able to afford a holiday that we're going on next month. We're going on our baby moon. I'd just be in my fields around. Is this a bit slanty? Fucking hell. I'd be in my fields right now. It's really hard because I love making videos. Maybe it's just that I'm really tired, and that's why I've had like a lack of motivation. Like, I'm a bit more recluse than I usually am. Like, I'm in town, or like I could literally be with my best friend, and like I'm regretting that I'm outside. I feel like if people are looking at me, they're laughing at me. I feel that I'm gonna get attacked or get bullied by a bunch of teenage girls every time I leave the house, and it's just really anxiety inducing. So I've been kind of isolating myself a little bit, but maybe it's just because I want to get in that nesting, like protective mode, because I don't mind when people come out to visit me. I'm like, yeah, come into my space, but I'm finding it really hard to like leave unless I'm going to someone's house. But if I'm like out in public, even if I'm like with Jason, with my sisters, I'm like paranoid that people are looking at me and laughing at me, or like taking photos of me without knowing, you know. I'm hypersensitive because I am pregnant. Obviously my hormones are going cray. Once we move into somewhere, I'm really going to be nesting. Like I'm not, everyone can fuck off. If anyone wants to see me, they can come see me. But I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving the house. I'm getting Tesco delivery. Maybe I'm just having a crisis. Am I just having a quarter life crisis? I feel like I say this every quarterly. I'm like, I'm going to quit YouTube. And I swear, I promise it's not for attention. I promise it's not for attention. I promise I don't want everyone in the comments to be like, no, we'll miss you so much. No, don't do it. I'm not looking for those comments at all. No, I swear. Guys, women and their emotions, am I right? I have like video ideas for the next year planned, and sometimes I go to make them, I'm like, this is not me at all. You know, it's like I'm watching other YouTubers and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a video on like my reset routine and like my that girl routine. I'm like, why would I do that? Like, what am I talking about? I'm just like having a crisis. I'm like, yeah, this is a great idea. Because I'm just like copying other YouTubers. I'm like, maybe I should be doing this too. Maybe I've changed my mind. I'm not going to quit YouTube. Well, I know I'm not going to do it anytime soon, but I'm just knowing that, like, I'm literally like, guys, I might quit in 3 years just so everyone knows. Like, why would anyone care? No, I'm more so saying just like the baby situation, because I think people think that I'm going to be like, day in the life of my newborn. I don't think so. I'm gonna be like, day in the life of a new mommy. You know, it's gonna be that sort of like angle. Obviously you'll be seeing pictures of the newborn's face because, guys, newsflash, all newborns look the fucking same. They're just wrinkly old people. The wrinkly old people shrunken down into a tiny little like baby born, and they all look the same. They look like a foot, and I'm sorry, no one's newborn is cute, and I'm not exempt from that either. I know I'm gonna look at my little girl and be like, oh my god, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but like, that is the drugs talking. That's gonna be the drugs talking, is gonna be the oxytocin talking. No one's newborn is cute. And I know it's so narcissistic, and like the one main reason people should not have kids, but it's also the one main reason I think that most people do have kids, is like, I want to create a mini version of myself, which is so fucked up and toxic. Like, you shouldn't want parenthood just for that sole purpose. Like, you should just want to be a parent and like raise a child in this world, not to make them like you, but to make them their own separate person, to make them a free thinker. Hello. Otherwise, like, how are we going to progress as a society if we're just constantly carbon copying each other? Anyway, like, I want my child to be smarter than me and to be teaching me things. Like, that's the goal. But I have to say, I do hope it looks like me. The genetic lottery, like, what numbers is she going to get? Like, is she going to get my blue eyes? Is she going to get Jason's green eyes? Like, who knows? It's so interesting. Is she going to be ginger? We don't know. That skips generations. Like, we literally don't know if she's going to be ginger or not. She could be. She could totally 100% be a ginge, because then we'd have a proper Colleen. I have my theory test tomorrow. Gonna be on the beep beep. I just need to stay off my phone. I think it's a vicious cycle because I did it in my first trimester as well. I was so down in the dumps in my first trimester because I was so sick. I physically couldn't do anything, and I was lying in bed all day on my phone. Even when I read, when I was reading, I'd start feeling sick. So all I could do was like go on TikTok to distract myself for 6 hours. And then you're constantly comparing yourself, and it's like, oh my god, is this the right decision? I'm gonna be so huge. Like, what am I gonna wear this summer? My vagina might rip to my asshole. It's like all of these other. I do love a moan. I do love a complain. But for some reason, when the camera or the microphone is out, it's like tenfold so much worse. I'm like, okay, here comes the moany train. Here comes the complain train. And sometimes I just need to switch it off. Because actually, in my life, I cry from happiness probably like twice a day. Even though I do cry from sadness, then the odd time like I get one hate comment and I'm like crying for 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? And it's literally like a 13-year-old girl. And I'm like, you got me there. I do be crying from happiness. Like, I'm so happy to be back in Dublin. I get to see my whole family. I have a beautiful baby girl on the way. I'm not bringing another man into the world. No, I'm joking. I would have been happy. I actually wanted a boy. No offense to my baby. I was like hoping for a boy because I was like, let's spice it up. I love a challenge, you know? I think I would. No, not even I think. I believe that I would make the best boy in the whole world. Emotionally intelligent and just like the best. I would make the best man ever, and it would just be so good because they would obviously benefit from all the they would benefit systemically so much because they would be presumably, if they were cis white male and they didn't want to transition, this is hypothetically, if they did, obviously that wouldn't be a problem, but if they were just a cis white straight male, they would definitely benefit so much systemically. But with my brain, hello if he by chance was like the new Leo Varadkar and he was like, okay, it's Taoiseach time, I could literally be just like whispering in his ear, being like, do these things. But yeah, I'm so happy that I have a girl though, like a little bestie in the making. Are you joking? I just feel like it has been my life mission to be surrounded by strong women. Can you imagine what she's going to be like? Oh my god, storm in a teacup, hello. You know, it's so exciting thinking about what your child would turn out like. What's she gonna do? But as long as she's confident and happy within herself, that's all I care about. I've been recording for long enough. Okay, bye. Bye. Everyone, thanks for watching this video.